Hello, little chefs. We find ourselves in a new week, and therefore there must be a new Cooking with Awesome. So what I'm going to show you today is something that has turned into a staple within our household. We always have these in our refrigerator. This concoction is incredibly simple to make, yet whenever I bring them to parties, people always ask me, how do you make caramelized onions? The answer, it's simple, as long as you know the technique. And that is what we shall cover today. The first thing that you need to get is something called a sweet onion. Now, they look a lot like yellow onions, but they cook a little differently. The sugars released from the sweet onion is what's going to make our caramelized onions sweet and delicious. Aside from that, all you need is a little butter, some salt, and some heat. Whenever we start a chopping project, we do want to make sure that our knives are very sharp. And then to begin, just go ahead and cut off the ends of your onions and then just go ahead and kind of roughly chop them up. When I normally do caramelized onions, I will typically cook anywhere between 4 and 6 onions. As you can see here, I'm only doing 2. Do keep in mind that the amount of onions that you use will affect your cooking time. Another very important factor here is heat. You do not want to scorch these, so we're going to keep them at a very low temperature over a long period of time. To cook down these 2 onions, I am using anywhere between 2 and 3 tablespoons of unsalted butter. Once that butter gets melted, go ahead and add in your onions and then liberally coat them with salt. This is not a step that you want to omit because that salt will help dry out the moisture within the onions, and that aids in the caramelization process. So I waited about 10 minutes before I stirred them, and you can already see just how much liquid these onions have released. These clips that I've stitched together, I recorded this over a period of about an hour and a half, and I'm showing you their progress every 5 to 10 minutes. Now, when you do come back to stir, do make sure that you get the part right over the burner. Like I said, we're trying to caramelize these, not burn them, so you do want to make sure that you are stirring them frequently enough so they don't get scorched and they just kind of naturally turn brown when they're cooking down. One of the other things that you'll notice as they cook down is they actually cook down quite a bit. Even though we use 2 full onions, we're only going to get anywhere between 1/4 and 1/2 a cup of finished product here, which is typically why I like to add more onions. However, that does take longer, and if you're not sure what all you're going to use this in, 2 onions will do you just fine. I think they're ready to come off, so let's go ahead and kill the heat and transfer them to a container. Well, there you have it, little chefs. With a little bit of patience and the correct know-how, you too can concoct some tasty deliciousness. Now, caramelized onions have a lot of different uses. We put them on salads and sandwiches. When I make pizza at home, these definitely play a star. And I'm very excited because soon I will be making crepes that will star these little gems. That's it for this week, little chefs. I will see you soon, and until then, take care. You're not gonna sit there and watch me, are you? I am very nervous because my fiance is right there.
Hello, I go my name.
Okay. Bye, sweetie. I love you.